Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to our esteemed chief guest of the event, Professor, the legend of gas dynamics, high enthalpy gas dynamics, or high temperature gas dynamics, or you say heat transfer, thermodynamics, propulsion, or the co-founder of high-speed facility at IIT Kanpur, the legend who served the IIT Kanpur with a lot of dedication and efforts and commitment towards the nation, and developed beautiful candidates for our country, and made several scientists through his teachings. And when I started studying, to say a few more words about sir, like, I always got inspired by doing numericals, especially from your book, sir, and very warm welcome to you. Welcome to my mentor and guide, Dr. R. Vasudevan, sir, who have been a beam of light for me. When my father was there, even I used to take advices from my dear Professor R. Vasudevan, sir, and today I miss him, but maybe I'm feeling his loss, but at least some portion of it is fulfilled by the presence of Dr. R. Vasudevan, sir, who was the HOD of SRM University for more than a decade, I guess, sir. Right? So thank you so much, sir, for coming today. Coming to my very close professor, Dr. K. Vijayaraja, sir, who have been helping us in doing a lot of aeronautical activities, and I hope you all know that in Hindustan Group, KCG College happens to be one of the typical group which has very high quality students coming up from that particular institute. So a warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you so much. Fine, guys. Let me say a few words about what is Gate Pathshala, like why this all began, and why I didn't end up into the research. Okay, I do research. I have I have got a very good patent recently, but unfortunately I could not continue my research journey. Okay, so when I was preparing for GATE, and most of the people was hunting for some books of GATE, because in that time there was no GATE Aerospace Engineering coaching. It was the year when the GATE AE paper started. It was the year 2007, and we were the first batch to write GATE AE paper, and there was no paper at those times. So after I cleared the GATE with an All India rank 17 long time ago, so I had to struggle a lot to understand what to study first of all, because the content was so vast from different books, but we didn't know what to study, what not to study. So I thought after clearing it, I should do something for my friend, my batchmate, or my roommate, Anil. So he came up next day when I said, Anil, I'll teach you GATE in Zoom. So he said, okay. Then next day he came up with almost 15 friends from my same batch. I was in third year when I cleared the GATE, but we wanted something more from it. So I said, okay, I'll teach all my 15 batchmates. Okay, so then I started with that 15, but it went to 24 the second day itself. So all were my batchmates, none of them was my junior. So when I entered into IIT Madras happens to be one of the top IITs like IIT Kanpur. So this IIT Madras had 15 seats for AE, and me and my batchmates, we were 14 out of the 15 students which we took. So then you might be wondering what would be the fees in that time. I used to charge just for the entire year teaching, I used to charge 3,500 rupees for GATE in the year 2008. So then gradually we went on working hard and we went on developing content, and we created huge content, and we became the first pioneers of starting GATE Aerospace Engineering, and we helped a lot of students through it. Okay, and from Gate Pathshala we have produced 23 scientists for DRDO and ISRO. Then we have, I'm very honored to say that many of them are from your students. They are your students, sir, and they are your students, like Marilyn Stewart, she got All India rank 7 from your college. Like Mohammad Sohail, or you take Ashit Gupta, they got All India rank 2 and they went to DRDO. He's serving as a scientist. Then from different colleges, we had a lot of people from all over India. People started coming for GATE Aerospace Engineering. So it was pretty difficult to find a seat in my institute before COVID. So, but unfortunately now after COVID, it's nowadays the things have become like more of publicity than this. This aerospace engineering especially is nowadays becoming like a what do you call, social media stunt. So you see like some XYZ guy starts a class, some of them are my students. I don't like it. See, most of you are my students, but understand one thing, that when you become a teacher, you have a huge responsibility. They not only just that kid, his entire family is dependent on your teaching. Okay, so whenever I get up onto these kind of stages, I feel like I have a responsibility of building the career of that one candidate who is coming to me with dreams, ambition, and having no clue about what to do in his career. So like if you remember long time ago, Sambit, I hope Sambit is there. So congratulations Sambit, since your name came. So Sambit happens to be a student who worked under me for 2 years. He did coding and everything, like whatever he could. He did GATE, and now he's studying in IIT Madras, and he got a package of, a very beautiful package of 86 lakh package this year. Congratulations Sambit. So then after creating several scientists, now we want to continue our journey with all of you together to make more scientists, or more beautiful, whether a scientist or not, it doesn't matter actually, but we have produced one very good thing, is 953 IITians and ISCs. So it's kind of it's kind of a pinnacle that would take years for anybody to start and achieve. Okay, creating 900 IITians. When my elder sister said, no, you can't become an IITian. So when I became an IITian, and today I look at my journey of making 900 plus IITians, I feel like it was a very good thing. So what I believe is, one simple sentence, then I'll hand over to my dear Professor Vasudevan sir. So what I believe is, what changed in me, because I was not a good student. You can say I was below an average student. Before my elder sister said you cannot do it. Okay, so I took it like a, you can say like insult. Okay, but sometimes insult is extremely important in life. So I sensed it. So when somebody insults you, okay, for a reason, and you take it, that insulted, when after getting insulted, you have some kind of typical energy inside you. मतलब कुछ जलता है, there is something burning inside you. Okay, so when that burning happens and you direct that particular energy into the right direction of your life, you achieve phenomenal things. So from nobody, I was getting average like 60% marks in my 11, and then I got 78.6. Okay, exactly 786 is my total out of 1000. So when somehow in that course I was then becoming an IITian. So I fueled that particular thing, what is called insult. Okay, I fueled my journey of towards success. So sometimes insult is important, but you have to fuel it in the right direction. Okay, it should act like a fuel, not as some words to burn your career, but it should be acting like a fuel to build your career. That is extremely important. So I would like to invite Dr. R. Vasudevan sir on stage so that he can say a few words about what we should be doing in our careers, because the times that we are seeing now are extremely typical and you may not be aware of what is going to happen in the coming future. We are on a bad edge because I am a technical person. Okay, I've been to NASA twice and I have worked a lot on especially aerospace engineering. Okay, I have typically designed few techniques which no book have to understand and do things in the faster ways in aerospace engineering, and I have written 7 books for aerospace. So after doing all this, I feel like we are on the verge of something which is very dangerous is about to come. Dangerous in the sense the competency requirement is going to be very heavy for you guys. It was not there for us. That heaviness, that kind of burden like what is about to come. Okay, so we are now, if you remember Sambit, I stopped it in the middle. Like, if you remember 5 years back, I said start working on big data and do data science. Even the Abhishek Burman sir, when you were also there, sir, Vasudevan sir, in that lecture, Abhishek sir and me both, we emphasized on something called data analytics 5 years ago. And now you see, you just open the mobile phone, laptop or anything. Everything is becoming now artificially intelligent. Okay. So now whether we should do aerospace engineering with data science or aerospace engineering with machine learning or aerospace engineering with some sort of typical IT backgrounds or robotics, what exactly should we prepare for so that including me, we can be ready for the future that is about to be seen by us, because we are not having no clue, and you guys have like passed your entire career in this field and you have huge experience. So each one of you are the head of big organizations and you guys have built several lives and contributed hugely on students' lives. So please advise us, each and every one of you. Dr. R. Vasudevan sir on stage. Please come.
I would like to enter the field. Good evening to all of you. Am I audible? Hearty congratulations to a living legend called Mohammed Abrar. It would not be an exaggeration to say that your mentor, Mr. Mohammed Abrar, is a living legend for the accomplishment that he has made single-handedly. I envy him for his courage and guts. I feel inspired by his vision and his ability to motivate students and give them what they badly need. I just read out something. I purchased this greeting card today. This is to your mentor Mohammed Abrar. With best wishes to Mohammed Abrar to produce a steady stream of toppers, GATE toppers, year after year. And inside this message is, dear teacher, dear Abrar, in every sense, you are my role model. I have observed him teaching. I am also a professional teacher. I have observed him teaching students of some college, students of other institutions. His lectures are nothing but magic, because it is not easy to keep students glued to the lecture for more than 10 or 15 minutes, because we are not talking of literature or something, we are talking about engineering, mathematics, but he has this unique ability to connect with you constantly and you won't even know when 2 hours have passed. I am saying this from a first-hand experience. I'm not going to call someone a living legend unless he is more than a legend. In India, we take the parent support for granted. All parents will try their best to get you admission in a good institute, support you in every possible way. But after that, the real challenge starts. You can become a competent aerospace engineer or a mechanical engineer if and only if the faculty member who teaches you has that competence. A faculty member, in order to be called competent, must have command over the subject, absolute command over the subject, must have great communication abilities, must have the ability to inspire you and motivate you. So when all these qualities are together available in one person who is also humble, we call him Muhammad Abrar. I feel jealous of the kind of accomplishment you have done, jealous in a positive sense, not in a negative sense. And as he mentioned a few minutes ago, we should all be thankful to his elder sister who instructed him. But for that unintended, friendly, it's a very quite a challenge. Maybe he would have become one more IT pro, working for Wipro or some pro. But he is a silent launcher of carriers. Like if you go to a launch pad, continuously missiles are launched, rockets are launched. So from this launch pad called Gate Pathshala, he keeps launching carriers year after year, launching toppers year after year. This is a very, very, very rare service that he is rendering to you, and there is no way of quantifying that, what he has accomplished and what he is going to accomplish. I am very proud of the fact that we have such a person among us, and I am 100% sure that the second branch will become as successful as the first branch and continue the journey of success. Thank you for everyone. This is for you. So you are my role model. You are my role model. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
You need before preparing for your GATE or something, you should have some confidence in you. If you have confidence, then you are halfway through. And you should have keen observation. For example, one student went to a Zen master. Zen is a sect of Buddhism, very strict Buddhism. Zen is a very strict Buddhism. One student wanted to learn something, he went to the master. The first question he asked was, please tell me, where did you leave your footwear? On the right side or left side? He said, where I left? You just go out and see. Then he left it on the right side. He said, whatever you do, your concentration should be on that. This was the first lesson he gave. Then you should not run behind money. For example, I give this example. Thomas Alva Edison, all of you know. How many of you know that Thomas Alva Edison was a person who did not study in colleges or something? Because he was having some hearing problem, those days you cannot join a school. So he studied himself. Union Motors asked Thomas to develop one motor, special motor for them. Thomas Alva Edison developed it. The CEO of Union Motors came because it was a vital motor. Then he asked Edison how much I should pay, because he has to pay. Thomas was thinking how much I should ask. Should I ask $20,000 or 30? Maybe he should not think it is too high. He was thinking. Then the CEO said, hey, don't think too much. I cannot pay even $1 more than 100,000. This was the history. One, confidence level. Second, there is a launch vehicle, rocket. Some of you might be knowing Professor Goddard. Goddard. You can see in the net. Boston, MIT Boston. He was a professor of aerospace engineering. He said that a vehicle which is heavier than air can fly without wings. He published this in New York Times those days. Then one article. But next day, he announced it. New York Times wrote an article. Even a high school child knows that this is impossible. If Professor Goddard doesn't, we feel sorry. This was the kind of insult published in the headlines of New York Times. But Goddard did not bother. In 1 year, he developed and he launched the rocket. Then the New York Times reproduced the previous article they published and said, he has done it, we apologize. See his confidence level. He was the first person who developed rocket. When somebody said, I was not knowing anything because I'm a villager. Then they said there is one institute called MIT with maths physics degree you can join. I joined. 100 students they used to admit. My first choice was not aero. Again I am giving this experience because my first choice was instrumentation, second electronics, third aeronautics, fourth automobile. 4 departments were there. Automobile I did not fill. My last choice was aero. But those days they used to admit 100, then there was an orientation interview. All the 4 heads, aero, aero, electronics, instrumentation, automobile, they used to sit, call one by one, director used to sit. Then they used to convince you so that you can join aero or electric. But they saw my first choice was instrumentation. Professor Narasimhan was the head of aero. He was a student of Von Karman. In fluid mechanics engineering, you must be studying Karman vortex heat. In Aachen University, he studied fluid mechanics under Karman. Narasimhan saw that, I don't know, he was not an astrologer, he was an aerospace professor. He said, you join aero, I see bright future for you. I just took his words. I joined aero. It went. Then, when we completed B.Tech, Government of India introduced GATE for 2 IITs only, IIT Madras and IIT Kharagpur. The GATE name was CEPA, Common Entrance Examination for Postgraduate Admission. Long name. 1976. Then I applied. Only 2 IITs. IIT Madras had in aerodynamics 7 seats. If you score 7 ranks, you will be given admission. No scorecard or anything, whether you are given admission or not. I came All India first. So I joined IIT Madras. My first student was Gamal Mustafa from Egypt. He was my first PhD student. We published 4 papers in AIAA journal with that YouTube manometer. Then it gave some confidence. Then after that, Government of India, whenever there is a crisis, they started looking at us. Our lab developed the acoustic technology for this nation. For the technology, we were wasting 2 crores in every test, twice a year, 4 crores every year we were paying to Onera or Russia. But now we don't go to Kanpur developed it for PSLV, GSLV. For PSLV, it was failing continuously, 3 failures. Polar satellite launch vehicle, 900 crores into 3. Then they called me. I solved the problem. To my surprise, that paper has been, it was done by a B.Tech student, Anantnath Jha. I was keeping it 2 months, 3 months back, I thought I should publish it. Today that paper appeared in Aeronautical Journal this morning. I sent that to Vijay Raja with that YouTube manometer. It was done long back. So what I want to convey is, if you take your GATE, your aim should be, anyway you get scholarship. After that, if you want to go to higher studies, keep in your mind that where you should go. Can someone say that which one is your aim? If you would like to make a career in teaching, then acquire PhD. If you want to make a career as a scientist in ISRO or NAL or some research organization, something, then again you take PhD. But if you want to join HAL kind of industry, then PhD may not be required. So if your family is okay, it is not depending on you, then take your terminology up to 30 years, do your studies, then rest of your life will be so comfortable. If you do this way, then the sky is the limit. If you have effort, you can do. First thing is, you should realize that I know nothing. Then you start learning. If you do this, it is fantastic. And that nowadays the trend is students that they have so much of diversion. You enjoy in the evening, take a walk and watch some movie, comedy, whatever you like, that is okay, but your focus should be on education. Once you do, and every day in GATE, Mohammed must be telling you, every day once you complete some syllabus, go and solve some number problem, numerical problem. That is the easiest way to understand the subject. Any book you like, any of your choice, but select some standard book. Because some books will write, for example, I ask, can someone define a streamline? Huh? Streamline. Anybody? Let it be. Streamline.
It's an imaginary line whose tangent gives the velocity.
It is an imaginary line. What are the other lines? You know. Path line and streak line. Path and streak are physical, streamline is imaginary, abstract, but physical things are of no use, the imaginary one is the useful one. If you remember this in objective questions, you can just score. Very good, excellent, we should appreciate him. Because even in IITs, if you ask, no, they will define streamline. I'll ask another simple question. Can someone define turbulence? I'm asking define capital letters. First you should say, sir, your question is wrong. Define turbulence. Turbulence cannot be defined. First answer is, it's careful. See, for example, you have theta beta m relation. Simply just grab it. If I ask,
shall we introduce the books?
yeah, we'll. In for example, if there is a question that descriptive question, derive a shock polar. It is not your fault. No book is giving. I struggled for 25 years to derive that, and 7th edition, 6th edition it is given. Previously in my books also it was not there. And you know V1, V2 is A square Prandtl equation for normal shock. But what is the Prandtl equation for oblique shock? No book will speak. You know that P2 by P1 shock strength, but expansion strength, if you ask P4 by P3, no book will derive. These things you derive because now GATE is becoming serious. I did not give anything technical, I just shared whatever. But when you do well, he was telling you so much of resistance. When you shine, there will be a lot of friction on you. You should be ready, because what is the general rule? A high-speed vehicle will experience a lot of skin friction. One more thing. This is last word. You see what is the power of motivation. How many of you heard of supersonic transport? Tu-144 supersonic passenger aircraft. Concorde, they stopped. Tu-144 Russian, they stopped. The reason was they were producing so much of noise pollution. So in America, 50 engineers, young fellows like you, they joined together, they started on a startup company in San Francisco. Their aim was, the company name is Boom Supersonic, you can see in the net. Their aim was, we should develop a supersonic passenger aeroplane. The noise level should be off of the commercial engine noise. The commercial engine will produce 120 decibel while taking off. So their target was, the takeoff noise should be 60. But Mach number should be supersonic. They started in 2013, now the flight is ready. There are 90 orders pending, they test flown, and Mach number, cruising Mach number is 2. They successfully developed the noise level is only 60 dB, 50 people could be able to achieve this. So in India we have so much of power, we can do that. Go to net and see, because you browse so many things, do that. That is general things you do, but some technical things also. Now the aeroplane is ready, test flown, and you can fly. 2027 it is coming to commercial operation. We all can fly in that. So with this I think I shared my mind. This is kind of motivational thing. And don't waste your time on unwanted things. Don't go to evils like don't touch. Focus on your safeguard. Keep the image of your parents. They have so much of faith on you. live up to their expectation. And if your interest is in aircraft structures, focus on that. If you are working on structures, go to Kerala. You ask Ahmad, he will tell you which is the current area. Being an aerospace engineer, you are lucky because you can do mechanical, you can do civil, you can do general engineering. But mechanical engineering cannot do aerospace engineering. I don't say that is inferior. Nature of mechanical is different. My son is a mechanical engineer, but he did not like aero, so he studied mechanical. That is okay. That is his choice. But aerospace is a blessing. You just do in many countries, in Japan, aerospace engineers are seen as top ranking fellows. In America, if you want to do higher studies, which are the top ranking for Institute for Aerospace Engineering, which is the top ranking institute? California Institute of Technology, Caltech in Pasadena near Hollywood. That is the number one institute for aerospace engineering. Keep that in mind. If you want anything, you can email me. Whatever I know, I will share with you. The top number one universities in America are Stanford, Caltech, MIT Boston and Berkeley. These are 4 top ranking. You try to seek admission in one of these things when you are... So with this, I think I'll ask him to introduce the books. All the best to you for your future, and my hearty wishes to the success of the second, and let him go with a chain of this kind of institutions in the service of humanity. All the best.